Alright, g'day, hi, and welcome. Okay, that's scary. Okay, here's what happens. When you park on a hill, okay, you guys know that this truck rolls because the parking gear is kind of messed up on this thing, right? But I just discovered something else. When it starts rolling, okay, when there's no key in the ignition, your brake gets locked up by the parking gear, and you can't put your brake to the floor. So you're sitting there trying to put the thing into, you got to put the ignition in the key so that you can get your brake down, because you can't brake when the, why does everything I have to drive have to be a death trap? Like, it really, like, what did I do in a previous lifetime to deserve this? No, it's like, okay, why is my truck rolling? It's in park. Okay, no problem. Well, I know why it's rolling, because the gear's worn. I explained it many times. But I'm like, okay, well, why is my brake not working? It's like, you have to put the key in the ignition to get the brake to not lock, because it's rolling. It's like it's in gear. It's weird. I don't know how the mechanism does that, but that's what it was doing. Okay. I don't know how much time I got on my camera with the battery. Exhibit A, the plot thickens. What is the fate of the silver pellet? Well, I just went into the mechanic there. Guess what? Just like last time, nobody there. I have no idea what, I don't, maybe the guy's on holidays or something. I don't know. I know there's trucks there, but there's like nobody coming to the door. Nobody has, it's not lunchtime. I don't know. Oh, got a log truck coming at me. About to get sprayed. Ew. There's a nasty log truck. I got log truck pee on me. Actually, one thing I don't know. Oh, there's no washer fluid in there. Oh, okay. Yep. Note to self. Note to self. Time to use up some of that washer fluid. Yep. So, silver pellet still remains in limbo. That poor car. That poor car. I know you guys are praying hard for it. I'm praying hard for it too. You know. What I wanted to find out was what it was going to cost for a full brake job, just to see, because that's the ultimate deciding factor. Now, he's the closest mechanic to me. The other mechanic doesn't do mechanics anymore. The scrapyard. The scrapyard is now just parts and scrapyard, because they don't actually have any mechanics anymore, because they make their money in parts, right? They and in the scrap metal. So I don't think they do any mechanics whatsoever. Which is too bad, because that's literally like not even 2 minutes from my place. You know, Gary could just jump in the tow truck or flatbed, come grab my truck, and, you know, charge me an extra 50, 100 bucks, whatever, for the towing. But if he has to take me out this way, that's gonna be like 250 bucks, right? One way. Towing's not cheap. There's no more $80 towing, you know what I mean? Like, oh, we'll tow you from here to Ottawa. I remember my dad and I borrowed a truck. Back in the 90s, it was I don't remember what it was. It was a full-size truck with a 10-foot bed. One of them things. It was a diesel, and halfway up with all my stuff, we broke down. About halfway up, coming up from town when I was moving up here. So we had to tow, the tow truck had to tow us with all my stuff in the back of the truck without it falling out. It was interesting. It was interesting. I definitely tied things down good. And then what happened was, it was like 150 bucks back then. That's in the 90s. We thought that was expensive. You know, so it's like snowmobiles. Those sled carriers, man, that's a lot of trust on top of the box like that. Yep. But I guess they must work pretty good. Kind of a clever idea, and then you don't have to have a trailer. Two sleds side by side. Just got to watch you don't clip anybody going by because they stick out far, right? So it's got to be more than 8 feet wide for sure. Road's I think 11. But anyway, yeah. So the fate of the Silver Pellet is still unknown. I don't know. Like I don't know what's gonna happen. I love the car. I do. I know it's not gonna last forever. When do you say when? Right? That's always what it comes down to with time-bomb vehicles, is when you say when. You know, like, what is the cutoff? I have to hear the price before I say yeah or no. You know what I mean? Because I mean, it's not just the brakes that need to be done on that car. You know, there's a couple other things. The other things I can live with, like the loud exhaust, I can live with that for a good while. You know, the windshield, the crappy windshield, I definitely have to replace that, because last time I drove at night with it, it was hard to see. It's just the glare off of it. Eh? This truck's not too bad, but this one, the lights aren't very good. The lights are definitely not good on the Silver Pellet. Like the high beams are like candle lights. You know, like you barely see. So all that stuff adds up, right? And the car is way too rusty to sink a lot of money into it. You know what I mean? Like it's coming apart at the seams. It doesn't look bad, but I've seen it up on the hoist, and it's like, oh yeah. Every single nut and bolt on that thing is rusted. I mean, that's a 21-year-old vehicle. You know, can you ask much more of it? You know what I mean? I mean, this thing is 18 years old. I mean, it's. Can you ask much more of it? You know what I mean? So I don't know. I really don't know. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. So tomorrow I got a little bit of shoveling to do. Friday got a little bit of shoveling to do. I finally got my credit card statement for November. Yeah, November. The minimum monthly payment, okay, in November on 2,300 or something like that, was 120 bucks. But because I missed that payment, thank you Canada Post for being on strike, not my fault, my payment doubled. It doubled, yeah. So I'm hoping in this last payment that I did, it's supposed to restore it back to, like, right now I'm at, I was down to 12% interest rate. Now I'm going to be back up to 19, right? Until things are caught up. So even though this payment, like I've already paid the payments, like December's bill, it was 2 or 4 days late, which again will penalize me with higher interest rates and stuff like that. Again, thank you Canada Post, right? But the thing is that even though I've paid bills since, and I put money on the credit card, but I tried to put it on a credit card bill that was already paid, and I don't think that worked. I think it just went into my account, because I guess once the bill's paid, that's it. You know, like you can't pay it again. But that said, this bill will go on my record as unpaid. That's why, even though I've paid the newest bill, I will pay this old bill just so that that is not on my record of not being paid. Right? So there's always that stuff. I'll park on this angle, and in theory, I should stay in one spot. I'm gonna crank that. Gonna grab my bunnies, go get some provisions. So I got at least 2 days this week to work, and then put my parking brake on. This is what you call a reg parking brake. And then yeah, next week I still got to finish up that drywall job. Anyway, I'm gonna go get my provisions.